Well, good evening, YouTube. So tonight we had the fun task of helping my kid with his 2014 Nissan Sentra. He had a starting issue today where it was click, 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 but not starting. Battery checked out good, alternator's good. It did finally fire a couple times, so we concluded that we needed to replace the starter. Getting into this was a whole nother project, just like every other engineering marvel out there. Nissan did themselves a good one again. So we had to literally take the whole front end of this car apart. There's the crossbar here that holds the top of the radiator in place. We had to remove that. We had to remove the plastic covers off the top. I don't know where he set those. Oh, right here. So we have this whole plastic front piece that we had to remove off the top of it. Then we had to remove that crossbar of the unibody. Be careful, you got sensors, you got your horn. These sensors that are in here, these are impact sensors, so you want to make sure you're careful when you remove those so that you can clip them back in. All I did was use a pair of pliers and pop them from the back side so that the clamps still worked. Once we got into that, we had to take the radiator. We had to drain some of the antifreeze out because we had to be able to remove the upper radiator hose here off the radiator so that we had some room to be able to maneuver and pull the radiator back, because the starter itself sat right down in that hole. The kid's on his way right now to go get the new starter. You're going to need a 18 millimeter wrench to get in there to get those loose. And then you're going to need an 8 millimeter, and I believe it was a 12 millimeter for the power wires on there. So, but just take your time. It's a little freaky tearing that much apart, but once it's torn apart, it's pretty easy to get that starter out. I've seen some others where you have to dismember the back end of the motors. At least this was up front.